Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to my wonderful world of comics and apes and everything in between. No ape stuff this week, but we do have comics. Might not get to these till another video, but I want to say a word about romance comics. And I would lovingly like to dedicate this video to our good friend, Hippies Collectibles. Hi, Tom. And I know as soon as he sees this, if he comments at all, and I look for him to make a comment on a video because I like to see the when you don't like something or doesn't like something. So this is for you, Tom. But anyway, got some old Charlton stuff and some DC stuff, and I'm near the end of a little milestone or completing a run, and that's kind of included in what this is. So. Hey guys, welcome back to my wonderful world of comics and apes and everything in between. No ape stuff this week, but we have got comics here and here. Might not get to these till another video, but excuse me. I would just like to say a few words about, and before I say this, I want to lovingly dedicate this video to your good friend and mine, Tom from Hippies Collectibles. Tom, this is for you. We're going to talk about romance comics. Now I can see his face right now. If he watches this at all, he's going to go. But anyway, got some Charlton stuff and DC stuff, and kind of nearing the end of a run that I've been working on since I was a kid. So first we got a little stack of Charlton stuff. I found a lot of these on eBay, and so I'll just kind of go through, and I want to have a little word about this stuff. Okay, here we have Just Married, 83. Love Diary, 95. Love Diary, 102. Kind of looks like that plane's going to crash right into that guy's head. So he needs to tell her goodbye pretty quick. Teenage Love, 81. Teenage Love, 88. I Love You, 99. And number 119. Real Girl Romances, 68. Number 64. Secret Romance, 24. Sweethearts, number 134. Okay, I got some stuff from DC. All these are 100-page spectaculars. So we have Young Romance, number 200. These square-bound books that I love so much. Young Romance, 199. Young Love, number 111. And Young Romance, number 203. Okay, as far as getting to the end of a run that I started when I was like 11 years old, I always loved these DC 100-page spectaculars. I mean, you always had well, I'm not really sure about the romance stuff because none of those stories really stick in my mind, but on the other stuff, you always had a new story in the front, and you always had like a Silver Age reprint and a Golden Age reprint. So it was really you getting the best of all worlds for like 50 or 60 cents. You know, and I'm going to do a video on the 100 pagers kind of in depth later on. But there was like a regular run, and there was probably 7 or 8 issues that kind of integrated. They had like double numbering. They were like part of the DC 100 Spectacular run, and they were also part of the regular series around like Superman or Batman or Detective or Justice League or what have you. And altogether there was 115 100-pagers published. So after I found these, that cuts my number down to 2. I need, what do I need? I need Young Love number 113, and I need the DC 100-page Spectacular number 5, which is also called Young Love, and it is like the most scarce and, you know, outrageously priced book there is of the 100-pagers. And I think it's been classified as like the most scarce Bronze Age book there is. So, and it's kind of funny, but I saw like 4 or 5 on eBay and other sites, but you know, just for a mid-grade or like a low-grade copy, it's going to cost $4 or $5 bills. So there might have to be like a separate fund for that one down the road. But I'm 2 away, and I'm happy to get this stuff. Now, as far as like romance comics on the whole, is it great literature? No, it's not. It's a bunch of schlock. You have like little, anywhere from 2 to 6 to 8 page stories. It's all the same formula. Guy meets girl, guy loses girl, or vice versa, and then they always get together at the end. Or if the girl or guy deserves it, they lose the guy or the girl at the end. You know, it's not great literature, but there is some really good art in these, and I think the thing that draws me to them is you know, a lot of the artists, and I like the design on a lot of it. And a lot of guys, especially guys that worked on the Charlton stuff. I mean, you had Dick Giordano before he came to DC. You had Jack Abel. You had Tom Sutton. Had a fellow by the name of Charles Nicholas that did a whole lot of those kinds of books that I just showed. And for anybody that's not familiar with that name, Charles Nicholas has done everything. I mean, he did everything for Charlton. I mean, he did the romance, he did the war, he did the horror, he did the western. And what a lot of people might not know, he worked on Adventures in the Unknown for AC Comics. He worked on Captain America back in the 40s. He worked on the Blonde Phantom for Timely back in the 40s. He actually did some detective comics from the 80s. Did Blue Beetle for Fox. And the guy just got like a serious list of credits. You know, and like I say, the stories are stupid. I mean, and my apologies to those of you that collect romance comics and think the stories are great. You know, there's no company crossovers, no multi-part stories, nothing that's going to leave you on the edge of your seat waiting until the next issue. I mean, they're all like little one-and-done stories. But I think it's just for me, it's like, you know, it's mostly the art, and the artists are in those, and you know, and it's kind of an esoteric thing to collect, because I know a lot of people don't collect them. You know, and it's not going to break my heart if I don't complete a run of any of that stuff, but when I see them cheap, you know, or for a good deal, or maybe he has an artist in it I like I'm trying to collect all Tom Sutton's work, so he did a few of those, and I'm going to try to get all those appearances of his art. But like I say, I'm 2 away on the 100-pagers now, and probably very soon I'll be doing I've got all of them gathered together now, so I'll be doing a video on those. But, you know, like I say, not great literature, doesn't leave you on the edge of your seat. But it's one of those things like not a lot of people collect it, and that might be one of the reasons I do. I think it's just kind of funny once in a while just to kind of pick them up and just kind of thumb through them and kind of see the art. And speaking of romance comics, you know, one of my favorite artists, and I know a lot of you guys love this guy, is John Romita Sr. Before he came over to Marvel and started doing all the great runs on Spider-Man and all the stuff he did for Marvel, the guy actually worked for DC Comics in the 50s for about 8 years, and all he did was romance comics. And they wouldn't let him work on anything. I mean, can you imagine John Romita on Superman or Batman or Justice League or, you know, any of that stuff? I mean, it just, DC really dropped the ball. And I think when he went back to work for Marvel, like in the late 50s, it's right before they started the superhero line, you know, and DC had just kind of restarted their superhero line with all the Silver Age stuff, bringing out Flash and Green Lantern and Atom and Justice League and all that. And I think after they let him go, they actually tried to rehire him like a couple weeks later. But at that time, you know, Stan Lee had already snagged him up. And it was too bad for DC. I mean, they really, really screwed up. But just, it's one of those things like kind of what if, you know, what if you saw John Romita on all those DC characters? It would have been great. But, you know, DC was stupid. But anyway, just thought I'd say a few words about this stuff. You guys that did hang around, I appreciate it. You know, it's a neat little genre to get into. Like if you're just wanting to collect for the covers or just for the weirdness of it, or you know, just because everybody else hates it. But appreciate you guys sticking around, and onward and upward.